All right, let's just get right into it. You've spent years, maybe 5, maybe 10, building an incredible consulting business. You've delivered huge projects, you've made a great living, but now you're thinking about going back to a full-time role. And suddenly, that success, the very thing you're so proud of, feels like a huge liability. It's like your resume is actively working against you. And this, right here, this is the gut punch. Hiring managers see that one little word, freelance, and their brains just snap to these totally unfair assumptions. You know none of this is true, but it doesn't matter. This is the bias you're fighting. Your frustration is completely real and frankly justified.
But here's the thing. You didn't just do a few gigs. You built a business. You have all the skills. So the problem isn't you. It's the story your resume is telling. And today, we're going to fix that story. We are going to show you exactly how to reframe all that amazing experience so it finally reflects the strategic powerhouse you really are. We've got a really clear plan for this. We'll start with this paradox you're stuck in and the 4 traps it creates. Then we'll get to the good stuff, the consolidation strategy, how to translate your wins into corporate speak, and how to position your return. And we'll wrap it all up with a super simple 3-day action plan. So first up, let's define the core problem, the consultant's resume paradox. This is that crazy, frustrating reality where the more successful you were on your own, meaning the more clients you had, the more it can actually torpedo your chances in a traditional job search. Now, this paradox isn't just a vague feeling. It shows up in 4 very specific traps that are probably lurking in your resume as we speak. Let's name them, because once you see them, you can start to fix them. Okay, trap number 1, the fragmentation effect. To you, 30 projects over 5 years is a sign of success and high demand. But to an applicant tracking system, the resume robot, or a hiring manager with 30 seconds to scan your resume, it just looks like you've had 30 different jobs. It screams job hopper and sends up all kinds of red flags.
Next up, the confidentiality trap. This one is so frustrating. You're bound by NDAs, so you can't name that incredible client or spell out the mind-blowing results you got for them. So you're stuck writing these bland, vague bullet points that sound completely unimpressive and totally undersell what you actually did.
And then there's this one, the solo operator stigma. In the back of their mind, there's this little voice wondering if you've become a lone wolf who can't play on a team anymore. They're asking, can this person take feedback? Can they collaborate? And your resume has to shout back, yes, absolutely.
And finally, we have the revenue attribution problem. You were instrumental in helping your client grow, but you can't just put on your resume, I grew their revenue by 20%. That's their number, not yours. So how do you show your incredible value? It's a tricky problem, but there is a solution.
Okay, enough with the problems. Let's get into the solutions. And I mean it when I say the single biggest, most powerful change you can make starts right here. It's called the consolidation strategy, and it's all about presenting your entire consulting career as one single job.
I mean, just look at the difference. The before on the left is pure chaos. It's a long, messy list that a recruiter will just skim and dismiss. The after on the right, that looks strong, stable, professional. All you do is give your practice a name, even if it's just your name, LLC, and list it as one continuous role. You've just taken back control of the story.
Now, under that one consolidated job entry, this is where the magic happens. You stop talking about individual clients. Instead, you create these power bullets that add everything up. You talk about the total number of projects, the cumulative savings across all clients, the revenue of the business you built. And see that last bullet? That one directly fights the solo operator stigma. You're showing you led teams. Okay, this next part builds right on top of that. Once you've consolidated everything, you have to translate it. You have to start speaking the language of the people you want to hire you. They think in terms of budgets, stakeholders, and P&Ls, so that's how we're going to talk. This is all about smart reframing. You didn't just manage a project. No, you led a cross-functional initiative. And that phrase, equivalent to, is pure gold. It does the work for the hiring manager, connecting what you did on the outside to what it would look like on the inside.
This is such an easy one, but it makes a huge difference. In the corporate world, they don't say clients, they say stakeholders. It's the exact same skill set, handling different personalities, juggling demands, but stakeholder management is a key phrase they are literally scanning for.
Please do not hide the fact that you built a business. That is a massive accomplishment. Frame it for what it is. You are essentially running a business unit with its own P&L. The skill of actually generating revenue is maybe the most valuable thing you bring to the table.
And for the last one, think about it. Successfully juggling 23 different client projects at once is way more complex than just running a single department. So call it what it is. You weren't just delivering projects, you were managing a portfolio of programs. That language screams high-level strategic skill.
Okay, we have restructured, we have rephrased. Now for the final and maybe most important piece of the strategy, positioning your return to the full-time world. Because trust me, every single hiring manager is thinking, so why are you giving up the dream of being your own boss? You need to answer that question before they even ask it.
This one little summary statement does so much heavy lifting. First, it establishes your business was a success, not a failure. Second, it shows this move is a conscious choice, not an act of desperation. And third, it gives a powerful reason. You're ready to focus all that broad experience on deep, long-term impact. It's a total power move. And you can pick the story that feels the most true to you. Maybe it's about depth over breadth. You're ready to really dig in. Or maybe you want to see your work compound over years. Maybe you really miss mentoring and developing a permanent team. Or maybe you just found a company whose mission you really believe in. Pick your reason and own it. So, all of this sounds great, but how do you actually get it done? Well, we've broken it down into a really simple, totally manageable 3-day plan. This will take your resume from a liability to your single best asset. It's super straightforward. Day 1, you just gather your data. List out all the projects and add up your impact numbers. Day 2 is the heavy lifting. You create that one single consulting entry and rewrite all your bullets. And Day 3 is all about polish. Draft that powerful new summary and make sure the whole resume tells one clear, compelling story.
And you know, after you do all this amazing work, you want to make sure the resume robots can actually understand it. These applicant tracking systems can be really picky. It might be worth using a tool, something like PassTheScan, to run a quick analysis. It can give you that final bit of confidence that your new resume is being seen for the strategic powerhouse it really is.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Is your resume just a boring history of your past, or is it a powerful strategy for your future? After this, you have all the tools to make sure it's the latter. You're not a job hopper, you're a business builder. It's about time your resume started acting like it.